No matter what he does, Kanye is continuing to screw himself with each day. People wake up with Kanye in his daily crash outs without knowing exactly what's happening with him. They either think he's dumb, or that he's rage baiting, or he just gone completely crazy. The truth is that Kanye is simply lost. He believes that no one is giving him credit for what he's done in the music industry and life in general, so he tries to make people give him validation. Adidas screwed him over the Easy collab after his anti-Semitic takes.
There will never be a situation where people end a multi-billion-dollar deal off of a tweet. Gotcha. So I would like to thank everyone that was involved with this negotiation. Thank God no one was hurt in the process, and I feel free.
The music industry seems to marginalize him in the shadows, and no one really messes with him no more. And that's why you see him getting racist, or saying that Diddy is in the right, or even hit up Dave Blunt just because he relates to him, after Rolling Loud didn't let Dave sing some of his songs that contain strong language.
When I came into the industry, I didn't come to conform to what you want me to do. So if you want to cancel me, suck my.
And that's what gives him the fuel to express himself with this kind of hatred on Twitter. It all started with the death of Donda. Donda was Kanye's role model in life ever since he got born, because Donda always trusted his thought process and the way he thinks, different than the others for sure. The creativity and art process that he possessed over these last 30 years have propelled him way up there in the music industry. It's so sad to realize that your own role model and the one who loved you the most is not here anymore. So you start to question yourself a lot. You keep contemplating on whether it was your fault or someone else's, and you're just at a loss of words. Kanye simply lost his guardian angel and can't comprehend it. His depression got the lead now, and he doesn't have control over it. He can't control himself anymore. To others, he might look like a giant because he's one of the biggest rappers out there.
But it'd be important to remember that the giant looks in the mirror and sees nothing.
Obviously, the car accident has also lowered his self-esteem for a period of time back in 2002. But when you're in the middle of making your dreams come true and a situation like this just strikes through, you start to feel hopeless, like nothing is possible anymore. The secret to overcoming all these negative thoughts in your head is to just keep moving forward, as simple as it sounds. And that's what Kanye did after all these things happened. He went through the wire and continued to build his career slowly but surely. At the same time when Donda died, Alexis Pfeiffer decided to end up the secret 18-month engagement with Kanye. This made Kanye sad, and it's one of the reasons 808s and Heartbreak came out in 2008. They met each other in 2002 and dated on and off for 6 years. The reason Alexis left Kanye is that he proposed to her in 2006 and she just refused it. Alexis didn't leave the situation with a bitter taste, so they both remained friends and wished him the best in his future and all of his endeavors. Even though a close source says that Kanye might have abused Alexis in the past. Even if Alexis left him, he still continued to go on with his life, and after he broke up with Amber Rose, a new character made steps into his life. Kim Kardashian. Now, Kim Kardashian is an important piece of the puzzle because her relationship with Kanye was a long-lasting one. At the start of their love story, everything seemed to be like a fabulous tale. They would pop up at any event possible, holding their hands together. But 2021 devastated Kanye's persona, so Kim filed for divorce from him, despite her still believing in him and attending Kanye's listening event for Donda in her old wedding dress from 2014. Something definitely happened behind the scenes, but no one knows for sure. Kim always assured Kanye that he's a great husband, parent, and creative person, but he feels the other way around.
I've been very blessed in this life, and I'm grateful for everything, honestly. All the ups, all the downs. I mean, I married the best rapper of all time. Not only that, he's the richest black man in America, a talented, legit genius who gave me 4 incredible kids. When I divorced him, you have to know it came down to just one thing: his personality.
Kanye feels like Kim is blocking him from being a parent and spend time with his kids because of the whole fiesta that he got going on. The problem with Kanye is that he feels like the world is against him with every step that he makes, like no one wants him around anymore. It happened at the time when they hospitalized Kanye right after the St. Pablo tour. The reason? Shout out to Kanye West. He's obviously going through a tough time, maybe things you don't know about. When it hit the fan, "Are you still a fan?" said Punch from Top Dog Entertainment. It's obvious that we don't know what happens with Kanye behind the curtains, but that doesn't mean he's right in every one of his takes. This childish behavior is only getting him down, and things get worse from here. Apparently, Kanye got way too horny over these last 4 years, regardless of what he said on Twitter. His ex-personal assistant sued Kanye for multiple essays, in which he sent her a lot of lewd texts and explicit photos and videos. Now when you think about it, he was so involved involved with God that he dropped an album called Jesus is King, and most especially, he was leading the Sunday service choir. They would have several meetings across the US to cherish the life that God gave them. And now, in 2025, Kanye even wants to drop Easy Court. That's right, Easy Court. No one ever thought that Kanye would fall down on his knees so bad that he would get this idea in his head. What is actually wrong with Kanye? Well, doctors diagnosed him with bipolar disorder 9 years ago. All these years, he embraced this as a superpower, but now he refuses to have bipolar disorder. Instead, he believes that autism is actually what he got, and the bipolar disorder was misdiagnosed.
I believe that in no way I am not bipolar. I'm not in some kind of episode, but I may be slightly autistic, like Rain Man. And that's part of my superpower. That's the reason why I can produce tracks and design and do so many things. But what I can't do, there's two things that I can't do. I can't accept hate, and I can't hate.
Kanye is just riding a roller coaster at this point. One day you see him apologizing towards the Jews community, and the next day he crashes out again. To some people it looks normal because he's been doing this since 2004. It's just that he has a bigger platform, more fame, more money and influence, so his bipolar disorder goes wild. The thing that fuels the situation more and more for Kanye is Kim. That's how he feels, at least. I've seen it that one time when Kim let North have a TikTok account, basically exposing her on a platform that has all sorts of brain rot content. And so Kanye was heavily against this. Why, you might ask?
Just got off the phone with Kim. I told her to stop antagonizing me with this TikTok thing. I said it's never again. I am her father. I know y'all don't respect fathers and the idea of family, and media tries to promote something. I said, I am not allowing my daughter to be used by TikTok, to be used by Disney. I have a say-so. And then when people say, oh, they're going to use this for you in court, I didn't have a say-so on whether or not they went to Sierra Canyon. There's no such thing as 50-50 custody. It always leans towards the mom. You understand what I'm saying?
Kanye feels like he's been prohibited to see his own kids because Kim wants to protect their kids from him. This happened with Chicago's birthday, when Kanye was not allowed to see her or even know where the party was being held.
Yeah, I'm just wishing my daughter a public happy birthday. I wasn't allowed to know where her party was. Chicago, happy birthday. I love you. And I'm just putting this online because I need y'all support. I didn't call Kim, text the nannies. I got on the phone with Tristan. He said, he asked Chloe, won't nobody give me the address to my daughter's birthday party right now? And that's going to imprint in her mind that I wasn't there for her. So my whole schedule is all based around me being able to take my kids to school, me being there for them, making sure that I'm in their life. That's the whole point.
Because Kim is doing all these things to keep Kanye away, he just fuels himself more and more. Obviously, Kanye is not even done with the rants on Twitter. One of the examples is Diddy. Kanye is so down bad that he wants to be validated by people outside of his circle, so he saw Diddy's situation as a gateway to fuel his hatred that controls him. And now Kanye is slowly getting rid of his close circle. He talked bad on Virgil Abloh from the start, Kendrick Lamar, Tyler the Creator, Playboi Carti, and the list goes on. And it's quite of a list, actually. No one knows how much hatred can you give in order to create this many feuds, but it's clear that Kanye needs a bright spark in his life to guide him into the right direction, because there is no way he beefs with Carti. Now, people trying to understand where Kanye is coming from. They say he might be trolling, or that he's gone crazy, or he's just trying to get as much exposure as possible to get the hype and momentum for Bully, the next Ye signed album. From another point of view, it looks like Kanye is trolling, because just a couple of weeks ago, he was extremely amazed by how AI works and compared it to autotune.
The vocals that people like, stay away from AI, it's a more negative reaction than autotune. And I remember like, I did autotune because people thought, they're like, man, this autotune is trash. As an artist, I could take anything. I could sell a piece of for like $10 million, you know, and that's another 20.
Yeah, so auto-tune you feel like is AI as well.
Exactly. It's in the same family, except people have a more visceral reaction.
Fast forward till now, he doesn't mess with AI anymore. As you mentioned before, everything looks and feels like an emotional roller coaster. Should everyone even care about this escalade that Kanye took over these last years? Not really, it's just the internet after all. He will come back to his senses eventually. The power is just too high for him, to the point where he feels comfortable to act different than others and act reckless on social media. Nonetheless, we actually don't know what this whole thing is about. It could be his bipolar disorder, it could be his mom, we don't know. It's never too late to come back to your sense, Kanye. Don't forget what your mother told you.
The giant looks in the mirror and sees nothing.